This is Factorio, a game about building factories. From its earliest development in 2012 to the ongoing development of a sequel, it has occupied a special niche that continues to inspire new factory games, such as Satisfactory, Ministry, and Shapes. From the first time I played Factorio, whenever that was, I was totally captured by its gameplay. Just like many others who play it, I would find myself toiling for whole days and nights, endlessly growing the factory. As of today, I find myself at a modest 536 hours on Steam, where it is quite common to find other casual players with thousands. Other than Minecraft, this is the game I have played the most hours of, but unlike Minecraft, I feel like I could easily sink a few hundred more in without getting bored and ditching my world. But why is this? Why is Factorio so engrossing to myself and others? Perhaps with some psychoanalytic theory from Sigmund Freud and Jacques Lacan, I can take a peek behind the curtain of this game's design and my own attraction to it. According to Wälder, play in children may be driven by the repetition principle, which is sparked by experiences that are too difficult or too large to assimilate immediately into the psyche. The ego and id may become restless over this incongruity, driving us to repeatedly digest the experience in pieces. Personally, I can recognize that I often have a great deal of stress when having to deal with obligations and assignments, which under this mechanism may drive me to use Factorio as a controlled environment where I can quickly set and meet my own obligations, thereby learning and managing the stress and anxiety of dealing with requirements. Objet Petit A, first observed by Freud, is a simple back-and-forth game that was played by his nephew, where he would throw a reel out of sight, shouting "oo", meaning gone, and then draw it back with an excited "da", meaning there. He believed that this game was a way to control the anxiety of being left alone. By deliberately losing and regaining an object that represented his mother, he soothed the stress of not seeing her. Generically, Objet Petit A can be a way to metaphorically gain agency through deliberate loss and retrieval. This has been linked to more complex games by Graham Matthews and Bob Rehak through the death and rebirth of characters, but it's easy to see elsewhere. For example, while playing Factorio, I deliberately give it my time and attention, fort, only to take it back when I finish a task or grow bored, da. This way, Factorio may give a sense of control over my time and attention when it is usually taken by that which I have no control over, again, my other obligations. Factorio is also remarkably good at manufacturing Lacanian desire, as described by Lacan. In Lacan's eyes, after passing the mirror stage by which children recognize themselves as individuals, with individual experiences and desires, they are severed from a direct, unmediated connection to their inner needs and feelings, which he called the order of the real. This split from direct and raw experience, inexpressible with symbols, causes lack, a sense of incompletedness that generates desires that hope to regain a oneness of self. Personally, I easily begin to desire accomplishment and mastery, which may be my main source of lack, which is easily latched onto by Factorio. You start with nothing and must do everything by hand. It's time-consuming and boring, and you quickly begin lacking time for other things. So, in response to this lack, you begin to desire researching technology and making a simple factory to do these things for you. This is not so straightforward, however, as each time you finish researching one thing, there is always more research to desire. Each time you finish a part of the factory, you now lack the resources that go into it, or the machines to use what you are now producing. Each time your factory gets significantly bigger, you may begin to lack oil or ore, causing desire for further significant expansion. It's easy to see that whenever you achieve one object of desire, Factorio very deliberately and easily cascades into endless more things you lack, keeping up a long daisy chain of lack and desire right until you launch a rocket, look up, and wonder where 200 hours have gone.